If you're thinking about relocating to Charlotte, this video is going to save you time, money, and probably a few regrets. Every week I talk to buyers moving here for banking, tech, healthcare, and corporate relocations. Most are coming for roles tied to Uptown, South Park, Ballantyne, or one of the growing corporate campuses along I-77 and I-485. I'm Quilla. I help people relocate to Charlotte, and today I'm walking you through what you actually need to know before you move here. Not the tourist version, the real strategic version. Why Charlotte is growing and what that means for you. Charlotte continues to see strong inbound migration, especially from the Northeast, Florida, Texas, and California. Major employers in banking and finance, healthcare systems like Atrium and Novant, and continued tech expansion have kept demand steady. But here's the important part. Charlotte is no longer a cheap secret. Median home prices have significantly risen over the last 5 years. You can still find value compared to cities like New York or Los Angeles, but appreciation has already happened in many core neighborhoods. That means strategy matters more now than it did 5 years ago. The biggest mistake relocators make, the biggest mistake I see, is choosing a neighborhood based on a one weekend visit. You fly in, you stay uptown, and then you grab dinner at South End. You tour a house in Ballantyne. It all feels exciting, but living here is different than visiting. Your commute, your school zoning, your daily errands, and the long-term buyer pool in your neighborhood matter more than how a home felt on Saturday afternoon. When I work with relocation clients, we buy as if you're going to sell in 5 years, because most people eventually do. Understanding Charlotte layout. Charlotte's each pocket attracts a different type of buyer and has long-term performance. If you're working uptown and you want walkability, you're typically looking at uptown condos, South End townhomes, or NODA single-family homes near the light rail. South End has seen strong appreciation due to its proximity to offices, breweries, and rail access. NODA has benefited from revitalization and still draws younger buyers who want character and nightlife. If you want established luxury, South Park and parts of Myers Park are consistent performers. South Park offers proximity to corporate offices and high-end retail, while Myers Park has historic homes, tree-lined streets, and long-term stability. If you want suburban space with strong school perception, South Charlotte neighborhoods like Ballantyne, Providence Plantation, and Weddington are common choices. Larger lots, newer construction, and strong resale demand drive stability there. Huntersville and Cornelius attract buyers who want Lake Norman access. Matthews draws families who want charm, but still reasonable commutes. Fort Mill in South Carolina is popular because of the lower property taxes compared to Mecklenburg County, though you do need to factor in commute times on I-77. These areas are not interchangeable. A $700,000 home in NODA performs differently than a $700,000 home deep in Ballantyne. Commute reality. Charlotte traffic is manageable compared to major coastal cities, but commute patterns matter. I-77 South from Lake Norman to Uptown can bottleneck during peak hours. I-485 outer loop traffic has increased as suburban growth expands. South Charlotte to Uptown at 8:30 a.m. is very different than a Sunday drive. Before choosing a neighborhood, map your commute at actual work hours. A shorter commute often supports long-term buyer demand and resale performance. Schools and resale performance. Even if you do not have children, school district perception directly affects value. Homes zoned for highly rated schools in areas like Providence, Ardrey-Kell, Marvin Ridge often see stronger demand. In contrast, two homes that look identical online can perform very differently based on zoning. You do not have to buy the most competitive district, but you do need to understand how future buyers will evaluate it. New construction versus resale. New construction is very popular with relocators, especially in areas like Ballantyne, Mint Hill, and parts of Huntersville. It offers convenience and lower maintenance, but new does not automatically mean a better investment. Lot size, proximity to employment centers, and long-term neighborhood maturity matter more. In some cases, established neighborhoods like parts of South Park or Matthews have shown steadier appreciation because inventory is limited. Sometimes the smarter decision is buying 80% of the house you want in a stronger established location rather than stretching for 100% of the house further out. What different budgets actually get you? Around $500,000 to $600,000, you're often looking at townhomes in South End, smaller single single-family homes in Matthews or Huntersville, or entry-level homes in South Charlotte. In the $700,000 to $900,000 range, you open options in established South Charlotte neighborhoods, larger homes in Huntersville near Lake Norman, and more updated properties in NODA. Over $1 million gives you access to parts of Myers Park, higher-end South Park homes, custom builds in Weddington, or lakefront options in Cornelius, depending on inventory. The key is aligning your budget with commute, lifestyle, and long-term demand. Should you rent first? Renting for 6 to 12 months can make sense if you're unsure about commute patterns or neighborhood fit. However, if you are confident in your job location and plan to stay for several years, buying sooner allows you to build equity immediately, especially in neighborhoods with consistent buyer demand like South Park, Ballantyne, and parts of Huntersville. Relocating to Charlotte is exciting, but it's not just about finding a beautiful home. It's about understanding growth corridors, commute patterns, school perception, tax differences between North and South Carolina, and how each neighborhood performs over time. If you are considering a move, comment where you are relocating from, your budget and price range, and send me a message that says Charlotte, and I will break down specific neighborhoods that meet your needs based on job location and long-term goals. The right move in Charlotte is not just about today, it is about where the city is heading next.